I just bought this new bait casting rod and reel. They match perfectly together. I've got the Googan Squad Green Series Go-To rod matched with a Lews Mach 2 bait casting reel. Just about to make my first cast with this setup and see if we can catch my first fish on it and see how it handles. All right, and here we go with cast number 1 with the new setup. Feels pretty good. The reel feels nice and smooth. Cast's pretty good. It's a beautiful, warm, sunny October day. Got some nice wind and waves, making the water a little bit more stained or dirty. Perfect spinnerbait conditions. So far, so good. Just gotta catch that first fish and see how that feels. Well, there's a chance I wasn't recording for any of that. Basically caught my first fish on my new combo. I'm pretty sure I wasn't recording for any of that either. But it was a nice, like, 2 to 2.5 pound smallie. Had a good fight to it, made a few jumps. I didn't 100% know it was a fish right away just because I'm using fluorocarbon, so it's not as sensitive as braid. But the setup handled them with ease. There we go, got another one. Pretty sure I'm filming for this one. Whatever it was, it just kind of like gently slurped it up. Ooh, he's fighting now. Another nice smallie. About the same size as the first one. Just feisty and just crushing the cycle bait. Dang, that's a nice fish. Gorgeous. That's even bigger than the first one. That's got to be around 3. £3 3 ounces. Beautiful. Top 5 smallies of the year. What a great fish. So chunky. Well, it's too bad you guys might have missed the first fish, but at least you saw the second one and it was bigger. New combo is doing well. No, there's a big pike there. He just like gently bit at it. Didn't have the hook in his mouth. Shoot. I just missed a bite from a big pike on the spinnerbait. I'm gonna see if I can cast back in there with something else and get his interest again. After that first bite, never saw him again. Okay, so I just looked back at the footage and I did stop filming for my first fish on the new rod and reel, which is the whole point of this video. But that's okay. The second one I caught was even bigger. I think it was £3 3 ounces. And then I had a bite from a pike. So far, loving the new rod and reel. It casts super far, reel's really smooth. I already have one of these exact same rods, the Green Series Go-To, so I've got experience with that. So mainly just testing out the new reel. So now I have 2 of these Googan Green Series Go-To rods. Able to make really long, accurate casts. Want to catch a couple more just to get a feel for the combo. And just because the idea of fishing is to catch fish. Should be able to hook into one or two more nice smallmouth. There we go. What do we got? A beautiful pike. What a nice pattern. Didn't bite very hard and just kind of dragged himself in, but super nice pattern. Fish number 3 on the new rod. So far, no complaints. Super green and tiger stripey and shiny. Nice little pike, maybe 16 to 18 inches. Okay, 1 or 2 more and that should conclude my testing. The combination looks amazing. I had a backlash, but there might be a chance I have a fish on now. Either that or a ton of grass or something. Whatever's going on, it's not fighting. Yeah, just a bunch of grass kind of stuck on the bottom. For this second half of the video, this is 2 or 3 days later after trying out the new rod and reel. I was testing out a few smaller presentations, just some lighter lures, practicing for tournaments. I was fishing for smallies and walleye. I was using a weightless exo swim, just a little 3.3 inch paddle tail swim bait. And I broke it off. So I switched back to my new rod and reel and I had a small, like 2.5 inch big bite baits tube on it. So just a little tube on a tube jig. I was only fishing it because I had broken off the thing that was catching all the other fish. And I hooked into the biggest fish of my life. It was an amazing fight. It's almost like 10 minutes long. I could not believe how big this fish was. So this is the full 10-minute fight against the biggest fish that I have ever hooked into. So make sure you watch it all because it is pretty crazy. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because my next video will be the rest of this day before and after the biggest fish. In my next video, I catch a lot of smallmouth and walleye, so the video is already getting kind of long, and I really wanted to include this full battle of me and this fish, just because, I mean, one of the main reasons I make these YouTube videos is so that I can look back on them and, you know, just have these memories forever. And I really wanted to show every second of fighting this fish because it was the biggest fish that I have ever hooked. So make sure you stay tuned for that next one to see what else I caught that day. Oh, here we go. Oh no, broke me off. I'll try the tube for a little bit. Yep. This feels pretty decent. What is that? It's huge, I think. What the hell? Is it a sturgeon? It literally might be a sturgeon. What is going on? I don't know what this is, and with fluorocarbon, it's kind of hard to, what the frig? Whatever this is massive. It keeps turning its white belly. What the frig? I really want to see. What is this? It is just owning me. I've only got 10-pound test on. If it's a sturgeon, I don't want to like tire it out. What the hell? It'd be cool if it was like a giant walleye. Although its belly looks a little too white to be a walleye. What the hell is this? This is one of the best fights I've ever had. I'm literally not making up like any ground on it. It keeps like twirling in circles. I can't tighten my drag too much or else the line will break. Literally, I'm just like reeling and it's just spinning in circles. Ready when you are, bud. Please don't break off. What is this? I just need to see you. That's the one rule. You're allowed to escape. I just need to see you and confirm what the heck you are and how big. Oh, what the frig? What the frig? I've never felt a fight. Is it another huge catfish maybe? Of all the friggin' rods and reels and setups to catch this on, catch it on a tiny little tube jig on 10-pound test. Just show yourself. I'm reeling and nothing is happening. Oh my God, it feels big. Easy, easy. Come on, I need to catch this, but I don't know what to do. I hope it's not a sturgeon. That would suck. What the frig? I can't budge it off the bottom. I don't know what to do here. Like, I've caught a few giant fish this year, but it was on gear that could kind of handle it. This is the first one where I'm concerned we may not get to see it, but I don't want to think like that. It's pulling the boat, but I'm also trolling after it to just try and keep it from getting away. I've never hooked a sturgeon, so I don't know how they fight, so I have no idea what this could be. Well, I do have ideas. I'm hoping it's a huge, huge walleye. That would be, if I could choose what this fish is right now, it would be giant walleye. But my guesses are catfish or sturgeon. Literally one of the longest fights of my life. It's probably only been like 3 to 5 minutes, but this is ridiculous. Like, do I just jump in the water and net it? My phone's not in there, so. Unless whatever it is, I just have like foul hooked in the tail and that's why it's owning me. But no, I caught a glimpse of it. So yeah, even if it is foul hooked, I know it's giant. Whoa. It is just like bending the crap out of my rod. Oh God, lost pressure for a second there. It keeps swimming under the boat every time I chase it. I need to know what you are. I don't know what to do with my drag. I've tried, like, I just keep loosening it, tightening it. Whatever it is has not tired out at all yet. No, 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 no. It broke off. Shoot. No way. No. No. Frig. No. I knew that was a risk. I didn't really change anything. Oh, that hurts my heart. All I asked was to see you. Son of a... What was it? Whatever it was probably the absolute biggest fish I've ever hooked into. I caught glimpses of it like once or twice, and it was like literally 4 feet or longer. Had a pretty white belly, like had quite a white belly, like as it would turn, I could see like flash of white, and it was just like spinning, trying to fight me. Shoot. Oh, that hurts. I really wanted a better look at it. And now I'm still not 100% sure what it was. Frig. I was using fluorocarbon line, which isn't as sensitive as braid, so I couldn't tell if there was head shakes or how it was fighting. It just kept digging, like I'm only in 5 feet of water. It kept digging like straight down, going through all the weeds. This could literally be the most upset I have ever been about losing a fish. Up till now, it was losing that giant gar pike last year when my buddy tried to net it and it just ended up getting off. But whatever this thing was, the friggin' power. So I caught a 12-pound catfish earlier this year. You know, I think it was 29 inches, big and fat, but this thing literally looked about twice as long. Whatever it was definitely around or over 4 feet. I think the longest fish battle I had ever had before was a little less than 5 minutes, battling that 12-pound catfish. This was 10 minutes. 10 minutes and it was still not giving up or tiring. If it was a catfish, it was probably like 40 pounds. My gut instinct is that it was a sturgeon. And maybe, you know, I just happened to hook it in the tail or the body or somewhere weird. And then they have sharp spines. So if it was hooked in the side, maybe my line was rubbing against its sharp spines and that's what caused it to break. Like I feel, well, that's what it did to my line. Just super afraid. It might have been where the knot was, but still, it's got the crap frayed out of it. If it was a catfish, like its mouth could have easily done that because they have a very sandpapery mouth. Or if it was a pike, which, I don't know. The other big pike I caught, like I caught one over 10 pounds about 3 weeks ago. It didn't death roll or anything like that, so I don't know if that's normally what pike do. Crap. You just don't expect to catch 4-footers on, I think it's a 2.5 inch or 3 inch tube. On 10-pound test, like obviously I was not trying to catch a 4-pound whatever fish. God, that frustrates me. Like I said, like obviously I would rather catch every fish I hook, I would rather get in the boat if I had a choice. But last year, like I've never caught a gar pike before. This would have been my only gar pike ever, and it was super big. It was probably close to 4 feet. But at least I got to see it. I watched the whole fight. I knew exactly what species it was. This thing, it just drives me nuts because I will never know 100% sure what that was. Like imagine it was a walleye. I don't think walleye though, because again, it was like death rolling, had a really white belly. Okay. Gotta pull ourselves together. Broke off 2 things. Imagine when I scooped, I would have pulled it up. The reason I did that is I saw some bubbles and a lot, like during the fight, I did see a few bubbles. Where was I and what just happened? I have no idea what's going on right now. I don't remember where I was when I cast that. And whatever. Do fishermen cry on YouTube, or how does this work? Okay. What should my new hobby be now that fishing has upset me greatly? Or we tie another one on and we go after it again. This is what I was fighting that beast on. A tiny little tube jig and a 2.5 inch tube. Don't know what color it is, but it was my fault. I used big bite baits designed to bring the big bite to your line. Big bite baits designed to bring the big bite to your line, fortified with big bite juice. 2.5 inch salt tube. I didn't read the label. and was not prepared for a big bite, big bite, big bite, big bite. It tried to subliminally message me, big bite, big bite, big bite. I'm like, oh, this little tube, get me so small a bite. Get me the smallest bite. So we won't blame it on the bait. They did try to warn me. Just took a 15-minute emotional break. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong other than not reading the label, because I could have been prepared for a big bite. But something either on its body or in its mouth was sawing at that line and eventually cut it. So what can you do? Well, what I've done, glad you asked, I switched the line from 10-pound fluorocarbon to 20-pound braid. So with the braid, I would have been able to horse it in a bit more. Braid cuts easier, but I would have been able to keep the drag tighter and just horse it in to get it in the net. With the fluorocarbon, there's some stretch, and it was just pulling. I couldn't horse it in or else the line would break, and then it eventually broke anyways. So I'll try this again, and I'm ready for a big bite now. Well, losing that giant fish definitely was heartbreaking. Still not 100% sure what it was. Either a walleye, a catfish, or a sturgeon. But man, it put up the best fight I've ever experienced. I think it was over 10 minutes when all was said and done. Really just wanted to get a good look at it. Didn't really care if I got it in the boat or not, but hopefully I can hook into another giant like that soon. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So for now, the giant fish remains a mystery. Remember to subscribe if you guys did enjoy this video, and also feel free to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching InstaPhippsyFishing, and I'll see you guys next time.